We can start now, sir.
Yeah, we can start. Sonu, please start.
Okay, sir.
Sound again. Hello.
Yeah.
Shall we start, sir?
Yeah, start please.
Good evening, one another. India is being the former hub of the entire world, the largest supplier of many vaccines and the drugs. The country which is exporting drugs to many of the other countries. In short, a pharma giant. But very unfortunately, we have to say that many of the graduates, even the postgraduates, are not being exposed or aware of our industrial culture. At this juncture, by realizing the need for a proper industry orientation for those who are aspiring to the careers in the pharma industry and to make a revolutionary change. We are here today for a virtual training program orientation to pharma industry proudly organized by the Indian Pharmaceutical Association Kerala State Branch and the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association. My dearest pharma fraternity, with proud to be a part of this wonderful program, let me introduce myself. I am Sonu Beni, PhD Research Scholar, Amrita School of Pharmacy, Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, Cochin. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to this virtual training program, especially to this inaugural ceremony of the orientation to pharma industry organized by IPA and IDMA. First of all, let's begin with prayer song. Yes, today we mark a great beginning in the history of Indian pharma. May this venture be a great milestone in the pharmaceutical sector. For that, let's pray and let's try our best. First of all, let's invite Sri Matthew Kokkat, member of Industry Forum IPA, to welcome the gathering. To be brief about Sri Matthew Kokkat, he is the former president as well as one of the founder member of Kerala Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association as well as the former president of Kerala Pharmacy Graduates Association. He graduated from CPS Trivandrum and he is one of the well-experienced pharma entrepreneur who is having 35 plus years of industrial experience. Matthew started his career as a trainee at KSDP, followed by serving various roles such as manufacturing chemist at ACD Palakkad, and later he started his own manufacturing unit. Then the industry has been converted to the public limited and expanded the manufacturing. At present, he is working as the managing director of Kokkat Pharmaceuticals Private Limited. With much pleasure, let me invite Sri Matthew Kokkat for the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good evening to one and all present in this auspicious function. I am very delighted to be here on the auspicious occasion of the inaugural ceremony of orientation to pharma industry, jointly conducted by the Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Kerala State Branch, and Indian Drug Manufacturers Association, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Pondicherry State. Now, I may be permitted to move to my assigned duty of welcoming the dignitaries participating in this meet. I am here as a substitute to Dr. David Palayu, Chairman, Industrial Forum, IPA Kerala, due to his inability to be here owing to some unforeseeable contingencies. First of all, we are delighted to have our most dynamic and enterprising Honorable Minister for Law and Industries, Sri P. Rajiv, to be our chief guest and to inaugurate the novel venture for molding a new galaxy of entrepreneurs and a future industrialists in the pharma sector. Sir, we are keenly looking your endeavors for bringing in more and more industries to generate employment, wealth, and the sustainable growth in our state. With warm regards, sir, we offer a hearty welcome to you to this forum. Next, we are proud to have Dr. P. Jayasekhar, the mastermind of this novel venture, as the president of this function. He is one of the most successful academicians who passed out from CPS Trivandrum. He was professor in Medical College, Calicut, Trivandrum, and later he joined as the Dean of College of Pharmacy, National University, Muscat. Now he is the president of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Kerala branch, with rocking performance and professional activities as we are witnessing now. Dear Dr. Jayasekhar, we are offering a hearty welcome to you. Now, we are proud to have Dr. Muhammad Majid, distinguished guest of honor and keynote speaker. Dr. Majid, an unmatchable product of CPS, a bold and dared entrepreneur who set his limits as a horizon and arena the entire globe. He is the first PhD holder among the products of CPS Trivandrum. He is a founder, chairman, and managing director of Savinsa Corporation USA and the Semi Labs Bangalore. These are pioneer organizations concentrating on nutraceuticals, fine chemicals, cosmeceuticals, drugs, and APIs. Having global presence, he is the winner of a number of national and international awards and honor of 200 plus US and international patents. Considering his great contribution to the Indian pharmaceutical industry, Indian nutraceutical, herbal, and phytochemical industry, recently he was named as the father of Indian nutraceutical industry. Now, I am a bit sad to inform you that due to unavoidable circumstances, he may not be able to deliver the keynote address and to attend this function. Anyway, I welcome him in his absence. Next, I welcome Sri S.V. Veeramani, our distinguished guest, the chairman and managing director, Fords India Laboratories Private Limited, Chennai, and vice president, Pharmex, a business tycoon, a philanthropist, and a role model for the generations to come in pharma industry. Sir, we offer you our hearty welcome to this auspicious function. Next is Sri J. Jayasilan, our distinguished guest, is the chairman, IDMST board, and MD, Saimira Innofarm Private Limited, Chennai. A hardcore professional who stands for the upliftment of MSME pharma sector in Tamil Nadu. His contributions to the pharma field is remarkable. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome you to this auspicious function. Next is Sri Sujit Kumar, sir, our guest of honor. Is the Deputy Drugs Controller of Kerala. He is one of the most popular enforcement officer of the state. He always stands for the industry, profession, and its development. In this stage, sir, we wholeheartedly welcome to you this auspicious function. Sri K. Harikumar, our guest of honor, the managing director of Kerala State Drugs and Pharmaceuticals. He rendered remarkable service in the various public sector undertakings, as just like Hindustan said, Malabar Cements, etc., as CMD. He also serves as the vice chairman of Center for Management Development, Government of Kerala. Sir, we extend you a hearty welcome. Next is I welcome to Dr. C.S. Satish Kumar, a proud product of CPS Trivandrum. He was one of the most capable drug controllers of the state and is the president of IPGA Kerala chapter. He is one of the most popular devotional motivator and author of Morning Mantra, a devotional book, and Morning Mantra daily series. Sir, we extend our hearty welcome to you. Mr. Suresh Kamath, a well-experienced pharma project expert who designed and commissioned many GMB, USFDA, MHRA, PICS approved plans in India and abroad. He is one of the cornerstones of this venture, this program. Now he is the Vice President Formulations of Sindhu Pharma Private Limited, Goa. We welcome you, sir, to this auspicious function. Dr. P.K. Srikumar, sir, an all-rounder, especially in the profession, arts, music, motivation, and public relation. He was the Deputy Drugs Controller of Kerala and President of Kerala Pharmacy Graduates Association. His dynamic leadership is a great asset to the pharmacy profession itself. Sir, we extend you a hearty welcome. Dr. Premla Shanai, President IPA Karnataka chapter and former Director QA and RA AstraZeneca India Limited, a well-known professional in the field and one of the top among our faculty. Sir, we extend our wholehearted welcome to this function. Mrs. Thompson George, IDMA State Board Member and Director of Megasis Biotech and Acasis Private Limited. Well-experienced industrialist, marketing pioneer, and a capable administrator. Sir, we extend our hearty welcome to you. Mr. Prabhakaran, representing Kerala Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association. He's the Director of Lab Indus Limited, Palakkad, and Treasurer of KPMA. We extend you our hearty welcome to this auspicious function. Dr. Aril, Professor, CPS Medical College, Trivandrum, representing the pharmacy college in government sector. Sir, we anticipate your encouragement and blessings for our new venture, which may be complementary to your endeavors. Sir, we extend our hearty welcome to you. Dr. Sujit Verma, Principal, National College of Pharmacy, representing the pharmacy college in private sector. Sir, we are expecting your valuable support and extend a hearty welcome to you. Mr. P.K. Harikumar, Convener of Industrial Forum IPA and former Works Manager KSTP, a hardcore pharmacy professional who dares to go to any extent to protect the interests of the profession. Sir, we extend a hearty welcome to you. Last but not the least, I extend a hearty welcome to all our fellow professionals, members of all professional associations, faculties, dear students who enrolled in this industrial orientation course, and all who are present here. Thank you very much. I remain with immense thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It is my privilege to welcome Dr. P. Jaishakhar, President of IPA Kerala State Branch, for the presidential address. Dr. P. Jaishakhar is a retired professor of pharmacy, Government Medical College, Kozhikode, and the former dean, College of Pharmacy, National University of Science and Technology, affiliated to West Virginia University, US. He completed his B.Pharm from CPS and M.Pharm in Medicinal Chemistry from Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Nagpur University, and honored with PhD from University of Kerala. With immense pleasure, I request you, sir, for the presidential address. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you, Ms. Sonu, for your nice introduction. Namaste to all. Chief guest of the inaugural ceremony, Sri Rajiv, Honorable Minister for Industries, Sri S.V. Veeramani, Vice President of Pharma Excel and CMD of Foods India Limited, Sri Jayasiran, Chairman IDMA State Board and also MD of Samira Innofac Chennai, Sri K. Harikumar, Managing Director of Kerala State Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, Mr. Sujit Kumar, Deputy Trust Controller, Government of Kerala, distinguished experts from the pharma industry, my colleagues from associations and institutions, my dear students. Well, it's an auspicious occasion for all of us. With the support and blessings from all, we are launching the Orientation to Pharma Profession, our pharma industry, a training program by experts from top pharmaceutical industries in India. The idea of this orientation program was initiated and guided by Dr. Muhammad Majid, patron of Industry Forum of IPA Kerala State Branch and the CMD of Sami Sabinsa Group of Bangalore. Due to unavoidable personal reasons, he could not join this function. He apologized for the same and asked me to convey his best wishes and greetings to all of you. We know that due to paucity of pharma industry in Kerala, the pharma graduates are not getting adequate training facilities or placement in pharmaceutical companies. The Indian Pharmaceutical Association Kerala State Branch has recognized this need and decided to conduct an orientation program for pharmacy graduates aspiring to take up a pharma career. When we conveyed our interest to Sri Jay Seelan, Chairman of IDMA, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry branch, and also National Vice President of IPA Industry Division, he readily assured all support for conducting the industrial program effectively. This training program offers an ideal platform for all graduates to gain adequate exposure to intricacies of pharma industries. This training would consist of series of well-conceived webinars by industrial experts from India and abroad. We wish that after the training, our participants will be able to opt a career of interest and choose a challenging and rewarding career in a pharma industry. When we talk about pharmaceutical industry, Indian pharmaceutical industry, we feel proud. It's so vibrant and growing thanks to the dedicated entrepreneurship and experts. And hats off you, our industry fraternity. We Indians are excited as India ranks third in the world list for pharmaceutical production by volume and 14 by values. The country has established a domestic pharmaceutical industry with a strong network, about 10,500 manufacturing units across India. We know that the pharmaceutical sector supplies about 50% of global market for various vaccines, 40% of generic demand of US, and 25% of medicines for UK. And India, very interesting, India contributes the second largest share of pharmaceutical and biotech workforce for the world. We feel proud to be frank enough being a pharmacist in the pharma sector. Here is a good news for our participants in the training program. The Pharma Vision 2020 by Government of India, Department of Pharmaceuticals aims to make India a major hub for end-to-end drug discovery. According to Indian Economic Survey 2021, the domestic market is expected to grow 3 times the next decade. To achieve this self-reliance, the Department of Pharmaceuticals initiated a product-linked incentive program or scheme to promote domestic manufacturing of API, drug intermediates, and key starting materials. The association is actually Kerala State branch of IPA felt very bad, or we were much worried about the backwardness of pharma industry in Kerala. A strong socio-economic and political support is needed to create an investor-friendly state. The growth of pharma industry in Kerala is the need of the hour, and the present government has taken keen interest and a progressive approach towards the development of this sector. A pharma park could be set up on private-public partnership to manufacture essential medicines, including large volume parenterals and medical devices, and similar to that sanctioned vaccine projects under a biopark of Thiruvananthapuram. In this occasion, I would like to urge the academic institutions to strengthen the industry academic collaborations for research and skill development for our graduates to take up a challenging job in pharma industry. We are highly indebted to the all industry fraternity who are part of this venture to train the next generation experts for the pharma industry. We are also grateful to the faculty and principals and HODs of pharmacy colleges for their wholehearted support. I take this opportunity to congratulate and appreciate the 60 graduates who enthusiastically joined the training program. We wish that training program will be successful with all your support and blessings. Thank you for all your, thank you all, and thanks for your gracious presence. Stay safe and blessed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jai Shiva sir. Next, we are moving to an overview of the orientation program, what it is all about. For that, let me invite Shri Suresh Kamath, Vice President, Formulations Goa, Centennial Pharmaceuticals Private Limited, Mumbai. Shri Suresh Kamath is a graduate in pharmacy and an alumni of CPS Trivandrum, and he holds a master's degree in business administration with specialization in operation management. He is having 36 years of rich experience in the profession with 13 years in manufacturing, 8 years in quality assurance, and last 15 years in senior management roles. He has been active member of IPA, Goa State Branch, and also the president of Goa Pharmaceuticals Manufacturers Association. With much happiness, I invite you, sir.
Yeah. Good evening to all of you. So Thanks, Sonu, for the introduction. And let me take this opportunity first to give an insight on the training program being planned by the IPA Kerala State Branch with the IDMA. So before I just go with the respected chief guest of today function, distinguished personalities across the profession, my professors who are here in this session, as well as my colleagues and my fellow pharmacists. A very good evening to all of you. This program was planned about 3-4 months back when Dr. Jayshekhar and his team of the industry division of IPA Kerala State Branch was making an attempt to make pharmacists in Kerala industry ready. So we had brainstorming for almost last 3 months, and we arrived a program which will cover from a start of the career of a pharmacist who's just coming out of the college, whether it's a graduate or postgraduate, he will have different opportunities available. With that in mind, we made this orientation program, which will cover in the starting from December to February, almost we can say around 12 to 14 weeks. And we have 12 modules. So I just try to present what we intend to do in the coming weeks.
You can share the screen.
Yeah. Are you able to see the screen?
No, not at.
No, I think.
Now it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to cover the overview of the modules and the resource personalities who are going to cover the different modules of this orientation program. Before that, I'll just try to give a salient features of this program. The program has been designed for the benefit of pharmacy graduate and postgraduate to orient to the requirement of industry. The program modules are being presented by eminent and experienced resource personnel from industry. The program has been scheduled on weekends, and that is Saturdays and Sundays, so that resource person and the participants are available from their scheduled activity, whether it's in college or from their busy schedule in their own profession. This will be conducted through a virtual mode through Google Classroom platform, where the adjunct faculty will assess the participant on each module. There will be a pre-test as well as post-test for each module, and evaluate the participant understanding. So this, if you just conduct the program and just leave it to participants, we may not be able to understand whether really understood. So we'll be conducting a pre-test as well as a post-test for each module, and we'll be able to evaluate the participant understanding, and if required, they can interact with the resource person for any clarification. This program, when they just complete, will help in getting placement in companies in India, because there are a lot of resource person placed in India, and we IPA Kerala State Branch will try to contact wherever the vacancies are available, and we'll able to do placement appropriately. At the end of the program in February, a certificate will be issued to each participant on successful completion of the program with a different criteria. The committee also intends to make an attempt to get on-job training for 3 to 5 days in different companies in pharma clusters in various states. This is, however, subject to acceptance by companies as there are restrictions due to ongoing pandemic. So I'll just try to go through the modules we have. The first module 1 will be the overview of pharma industry, which will cover the pharma and job opportunities in India as well as abroad. The resource person, it will be on December 4th. A resource person will be Dr. Premnath Shanai. He's a retired director of QA&RA, AstraZeneca India Limited. Second module will be on personality development. It will be an overview of personality development and motivation. It will be on December 11th. It will be by Mr. M.T. Thomas, who is a consultant and auditor, Refine Limited, Switzerland. He is our alumni of CPS, Trivandrum. Module 3 will be in 2 parts. 3A, it will be research and development. That formulation research and development will be on December 18th. Dr. Murli Babu, he is an advisor for formulation, DEXA Development Center, Jakarta, Indonesia. Module 3B will be cosmeceuticals, and it will be an overview of manufacturing and regulation of cosmetic industry, which is equally growing, and we as pharmacists has got a lot of opportunity to play in this field too. So it will be taken by Dr. Vijay Bambalkar. He's a consultant and former director, Asia Pacific Regulatory Affairs of Johnson & Johnson. Module 4 will be on clinical trials, BA and BE studies. It will be an introduction to clinical trials, bioequivalent studies of dosage form and post-market surveillance. It will be on 26th December. It will be handled by Dr. Mukund Zarpakar, Vice President, Clinical Research, BA and BE Studies, Life Science, Mumbai. And Module 5 will be the project management, generic development, drug development to US regulatory, with focus on US regulatory perspective. It will be on January 2nd. It will be handled by Dr. Paikraj, Vice President, R&D and Business Development, Hebrew Healthcare Private Limited. Module 6, again, it will be split into 2. One is a regulatory affairs, which will be on January 8th by Mrs. Payal Surve. She's also a pharmacist and now currently consultant in Mumbai. Next, intellectual property rights, that's IPR, which is another a good topic for the pharmacists to know. It will be held on the same day of January 8th. It will be by Dr. R.S. Shetty. He's a doctor by medical profession, and he is also a consultant on IPR, and he's based out of Mumbai. Next will be the module 7, design the facility for pharma industry. So I'll be handling this module. It will be on January 15th. It will be on design, conceptualization, construction, erection, commissioning of a facility as per US FDA EU GMP requirement. Module 8 will be the quality assurance. We'll be briefing on elements of quality management system, major regulatory agencies, bodies across the globe, and Indian GMPs, GLPs, GSP as per the current CGMP. And it will also touch upon auditing GMP, GLP in pharma industry. It will be on January 22nd. It will be by Mr. K.K. Venupal, is the director of Solsita Pharmaceutical Private Limited, Puducherry, India. Next will be the module 9, which is more of quality control, So again, it is split into two parts because a wide topic. So part one will cover the chemical and physical analysis, instrument analysis, handling and maintenance of reference standards, which will be on January 28th. And part B will be covering on impurities, ICH guideline, calibration of instrument, packaging, material testing, stability testing, etc. So that will be on January 29th. It will be handled by Dr. Satish Sawant, who is the Vice President Quality Control, Sami Sabinsa Corporation, Bangalore. Module 10 will be another bigger module. So we are split into three, mainly on pharma manufacturing operation. Part one will cover material control and management, manufacturing of different dosage and topical dosage forms, which will be held on February 5th, 2022, and it will be handled by Mr. S. Vanchinathan, Senior Vice President, Technical, Force India Laboratories Private Limited, Chennai. The part B, which will be manufacturing of sterile product, which will be on February 6th by Mr. T.N.C. Nair, who is currently a consultant and former Director of Quality and Engineering, TJ Force, Bangalore. Third part will be on packaging technology of pharmaceutical products, which will be held on February 12th. It will be handled by Adityan AG, General Manager Packaging Development, Himalaya Drugs, Bangalore. Module 11, the topic will be a pharmaceutical product management that will be held on February 19th, which will be handled by Mr. Shankar, General Manager Marketing, Devin Pharmaceutical Limited, Chennai. And similarly, we have a second part of the module on the next day on the sales and marketing. Mr. Ashok Kumar, Managing Director, Megasys Pharmaceutical Private Limited, Thrissur, Kerala. And last, we want to introduce nutraceutical, the upcoming segment along with the pharmaceutical, the nutraceutical, nutrition supplement, nutraceutical development and manufacture. So that will be the last module, which will be held on February 26th, which will be handled by Smita, Manager Technical Marketing from Sami Sabinsa Group, Bangalore. So these are the 12 modules which we are intend to cover. And it will help all the participants to get an insight across what is happening in industry. As we have seen, the curriculum and that is called industry academic interaction is quite less across India. And many states like Gujarat, Goa has been successful keeping a trend which combines this industry academic relationship through a lot of seminars across the industry, through industry association in different states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Goa. So similarly, what we felt, this type of orientation program can help the students or graduates who are passing out from the colleges in Kerala and postgraduates who want to make a career in industry through in the research and development, they can make use of it. So apart from that, I think this is our program, and hopefully we should have a successful outcome of this venture. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are so blessed to have an eminent personality with us today as our chief guest to inaugurate this function. That is none other than Shri P. Rajiv, Honorable Minister for Law and Industries, Government of Kerala. With utmost respect, let's invite the Honorable Minister for the inauguration and inaugural address on this virtual platform.
President of the meeting and other dignitaries who are present in the inaugural session of the workshop conducted by Indian Pharmaceutical Association. Indeed, this is a privilege for me to be here with you virtually to inaugurate this program conducted by Indian Pharmaceutical Association Kerala State Branch jointly with Indian Drug Manufacturers Association. It's a virtually training program. I would like to congratulate the Pharmaceutical Association to join hands with the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association to organizing this training program, because the linkage, strengthen the linkage in between education institution and this type of professional associations along with industry is the need of the day. The government of Kerala is trying to strengthen this academic linkage with the industries to promote the commercial application of research developed by academic institutions. As per our perspective, there is two aspects of this academic linkage. One is intent to change the education system or reformulate the existing courses and curricular syllabi in accordance with the requirements of the industry's needs. Second, the education institution should be enough strength to take the issues of the industry to find out solutions to their problems. And skill development is another program initiated by the government of India through ASAP and KDISC. This is also intended to modify the skill which you acquired through education institution. The priority areas for the industrial development of the state as per the ministry are pharmaceuticals, consumables, medical devices, electronics, agro-based industries, IT, tourism, and so on and so. We are given priority to pharmaceutical industry, medical devices production units, and consumables production units. The KINFRA, the Kerala Infrastructure Development Corporation, actually they have already declared one part of the park at Ambalamugal, Kochi, as a pharmaceutical park, and we have another big park at Thomakkal, Thiruvananthapuram, under the control of Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation, KSIDC, as a life science park which includes pharmaceuticals, medical devices, consumables, research institutions, and so on and so. It would create more and more employment opportunities to the graduates coming out from pharmaceutical institutions of the state. I hope this training will help to promote the skills which you have ensured in the education institutions and develop it in accordance with the needs of the industry. By these words, I inaugurate the training program conducted by Indian Pharmaceutical Association along with Indian Drug Manufacturers Association. Thank you very much.
Let's thank the Honorable Minister for his very inspiring and supportive words as well as for the inaugural address. It's our fortune to have Shri S.V. Veeramani, Vice President, Pharmexcel, Chairman and Managing Director, Forts India Laboratories Private Limited, Chennai, as our distinguished guest and keynote speaker of the day. In order to introduce our distinguished guest of the day, let me call upon Mr. Vinu Pal, Director, Solista Pharmaceuticals Private Limited, Tamil Nadu. Mr. Vinu Pal is a pharma industry expert, having rich experience from various pharmaceuticals and nutraceutical firms in India. He received his pharmacy graduation from Government of College Pharmaceutical Sciences, Trivandrum, and secured International Diploma in Teaching and Training from University of Cambridge, UK. He is an expert in various fields of the pharma industry, and with much respect, let's invite Mr. Vinu Palkeke for the introduction of the speaker. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu, for the nice introduction. Good evening to all. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce Mr. S.V. Veeramani, the Chairman and Managing Director of Force India Laboratories, Chennai. The man who started the company with few products and loyal employees is now marching towards to reach a milestone of 1,000 crore company within few more months. It is too difficult for me to introduce him in 3 or 30 minutes. That is Sri Veeramani. Sri Veeramani, in few words, is a philanthropist, man of dedication, commitment, and overall a real leader par excellence. I also had experienced his managerial and leadership styles and wondered for the admiration he gets from all he interacts for the first time and every time. Whoever has joined him during the period of his struggle he underwent in establishing the company had all grown up with him in the professional and personal ladder and settled in the company without leaving forts and the company of Sri Veeramani. This is the magnetic power of Sri Veeramani and the Force India Laboratories he created. For any entrepreneur, he is a role model. Professionally, he is now the Vice Chairman of Pharmexil, the Pharmaceutical Export Council of India. Wish him all the best to be the next chairman of the same council. He was the National President of IDMA during 2014 and 2016 period, when the pharmaceutical industry was undergoing metamorphosis in the licensing of FDCs. And Sri Veeramani did his job extremely well. In the year 2012, he was bestowed with Lifetime Achievement Award from MGR Medical University for his exemplary contribution to the cause of medical education and healthcare services. He has also won IPA Fellowship Award and Industrial Crusade Award for his distinguished and dedicated services for the profession of pharmacy and pharmaceutical industry. As a Rotary Club district advisor, Sri Veeramani spends a lot of time for social services, and contribution he did to the society is remarkable. For the same cause, he has donated more than 2 crore Indian rupees towards Rotary Foundation. His company, the Force India, has won IDMA Quality Excellence Award 10 times since 1986. Before concluding the introduction, it will be unfair if I am not mentioning the name of one more person, Madam Radha Veeramani, who is also actively involved in the business and bringing up the company to the current envying position in the pharmaceutical industry. If Sri Veeramani is the brain behind the company, then Madam Radha Veeramani is the spinal cord of the company. That is the way it has turned up. And I also experienced their professional leadership and humane approach to employee relations when I was also an employee of the company some time back. With this, I conclude the introduction. Thank you all.
Sonu?
So I joined.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sonu, please. Okay. We can start, sir.
Yes. So thank you, Vinupal, for the nice words of introduction. And also, good evening, everybody. I hope I'm here heard. You are able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And esteemed President of IPA, Kerala State Branch, Dr. Jaishekhar, and respected Chief Guest of the inaugural function, Sri Rajiv, Honorable Minister, Government of Kerala, and also Jai Seelan, Chairman of Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, Kerala State Boards. And also my other friends I see here, President IPGA, Dr. Satish Kumar, and also Prabhakaran, Thompson George from IDMA Kerala, Sujit Kumar, Deputy Drug Controller, a galaxy of invited guests and speakers, resource persons, and also the enthusiastic the pharmacy graduates who have just joined this program. I'm very happy to participate in the inaugural program of this course, Orientation of Pharma Industry, being provided by IPA Kerala for the benefit of B.Pharm graduates who are aspiring to join the pharmaceutical industry. This is a great initiative considering that it is bringing the course between the academia and the industry. It is bringing a good connect so that the trained graduates can fit in well to the job, to the requirement of the industry. I would like to congratulate and compliment Dr. Jaishekhar and his team for organizing such a beautiful program. I'm sure this will help the B.Pharm graduates from Kerala to get a good placement in the pharmaceutical industry. The Indian pharmaceutical industry is among the top pharmaceutical emerging markets in the world. The industry is ranked number 3 in the world by volume and among the top 10 in value. And the Indian pharmaceuticals are exported to around 202 countries of the world. And you will be happy to know that every third tablet consumed in the world is produced from India. Our industry is so well involved because we are good in API, formulations, clinical research, end to end. And we have a reservoir of competent pharmaceutical scientists in India. While the global pharmaceutical industry is growing by 1 to 3%, the Indian pharmaceutical industry has a double-digit growth of over 10%, doing very well in the Indian market as well as in the international market. My Indian market of pharmaceuticals is valued around 21 billion US dollars, that is domestic market, around 1.5 lakh crores. And also in the exports are in the order of 24 billion US dollars, around 1.7 lakh crores. This means that the Indian pharma industry is one of the few industries where the exports are even more than the domestic sales. In times to come, the exports can grow even more, considering that India is rated as the pharmacy of the world and offers a wide range of generics to the world. India produces pharmaceuticals, biologicals, vaccines, as well as Ayurvedic and nutraceutical products. India is the largest producer of vaccines in the world. And today, it's a matter of pride that 2 of the vaccines produced in India, Covishield and Covaxin, are acceptable in 99 countries for COVID protection. Another 5 pharmaceutical manufacturers in India will be coming out with more COVID vaccines after due approval. The domestic pharmaceuticals were well accepted in India due to their good quality and affordability. Among the top therapies in domestic market are anti-infectives, cardiac and gastrointestinal anti-diabetic drugs, as well as vitamins. Due to COVID and other related factors of pollution, respiratory drugs are coming up in a big way in India. This is just only to indicate that India are able to provide medicines for varied element consistently over the years. Even during the pandemic times, we could give the products without any shortage. And we worked, the Indian pharma and the government allowed the Indian pharmaceutical industry to function and all the pharmacies in India to function, although there were restrictions in other areas. With respect to exports, I would like to throw a little more light since I am now currently the Vice Chairman of Pharmaceutical Export Promotion Council of India, Pharmexil, and it is very heartening that last year, the Indian pharma exports grew by 18%, which is one of the highest during the last 7 years. Exports are now around 24 billion US dollars, catering 202 countries, right from USA to the deepest Africa. Around 31.57% of our exports are going to USA, which have one of the highest standards in pharmaceuticals. At the same time, we cater to the least developed countries in Africa, like Angola or Somalia. In fact, our supply of HIV drugs to Africa, during cutting down the expenses by 1/10, is lauded even by WHO. Especially the COVID and pandemic times last year, the acceptance of Indian pharmaceuticals in the world was buoyant. Today, after becoming self-sufficient in vaccine, India is likely to export vaccines to many countries to support the international community. And there are a lot of shortage of vaccines for them. And particularly so now you would have heard that the new strain has come from South Africa, Omicron, and people and Europe also there is an increased resurgence of COVID, and there is even more need for vaccine, and India can meet the needs. There are around 725 plants with US FDA approval in India, 542 plants with European approval, 2050 WHO GMP certified plants in India. I'm mentioning all this only to indicate the tremendous scope you have as a pharma graduate, B.Pharm graduates in the pharmaceutical industry. By joining the Indian pharmaceutical industry, you will be participant and contributor to the industry, which is the pride of our nation now. A pharmacist plays various roles in the healthcare industry. You can play the role of various roles, like as a creator, when you work in the research and development, you can be a builder when you manufacture pharmaceuticals. A pharmacist can be an analyst when you are in quality control. You are a guardian when you work in the quality assurance. A pharmacist can also take up various roles like regulators, clinical pharmacists, marketeer. There's also increased scope for contract manufacturing and research in India. With increased requirements of BE and clinical studies, clinical pharmacist role has also gone up. And I can only say that when you join the pharmaceutical industry, you can move from anywhere to anywhere. And even you can become an entrepreneur, providing careers to other pharmacy graduates. There's a wide range of requirements in the pharmaceutical industry, and you can fit into any one of them depending on your interest and aptitude. I request our participant pharmacy graduates to choose one area of interest and go all out to become an expert in the field. And the Indian pharma industry goes beyond India, and you must have a global mindset and a global thinking. Indian pharmacists should know what is happening in the field of pharmacy, not only in India, but also worldwide. It's a matter of pride that we are producing pharmaceutical on international standards. Accordingly, the competence of Indian pharmacists should also be of international standards. And of course, in India, there's a greater need for industry, academy, and interactions. Industry, particularly the industry and pharmacy graduates, colleges and universities should come together in knowledge sharing, research and development. In countries like US, UK, or Japan, other countries, research is carried out even by universities in collaboration with the industry. And also, there are many of them are also patented. We find some of the speakers also there from US and all, they will vote say for that. Of course, India, as a current example, I can say that we have Oxford University working with AstraZeneca, coming together to make Covishield vaccine, which is produced in India by Serum Institute. So such collaborations are, of course, in India are not fully evolved. Of course, NIPER is having some research, started some research projects, but still a long way to go. Slowly, we find some MOUs are being signed between the industry and institutions. From pharma institutions' point of view, I suggest that they should set up some research laboratories in the colleges so that formulation development can be carried out to meet the requirements of the industry. On the part of the industry, we should support academia and participate in seminars and workshops organized by the institutions. There are around 3,000 pharmacy colleges in India, around 10,000 pharma industries. I'm sure there is a great scope for interactions and development. So I would say particularly to the participants, the trainees, I'm sure you will participate fully in this orientation program and become empowered with great knowledge to play an important role in the future of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. This program will be very valuable to in your quest for excellence. When you have the willingness to learn, the eagerness to succeed, and the capacity for hard work, I'm sure there's nothing can stop you from great success. I wish the program as well as the participants all success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Lots of respect and lots of gratitude towards you. It's an honor for us to have Mr. J. Shilan, Chairman, IDMA State Board and Managing Director, Saimira Innofirm Private Limited, Chennai, as our distinguished guest of the day. To be brief about our chief guest, about our special guest of the day, let me invite Mr. Abdul Nasir, Production Manager, Kriti Life Science Limited, Chalakudi. Mr. Abdul Nasir has been completed B.Pharm from Madurai Kamaraj University and postgraduate diploma in business administration from Annamalai University. He is a well-experienced industrial pharmacist with 30 years of working experience. He has started his career in pharmaceutical production in large volume parent roles, followed by the services with different pharmaceutical companies in various capacities in India and abroad. He associated with various pharma professional and social organizations and worked in the product and training department. Presently, working as the General Secretary of Kerala Pharmacy Graduates Association. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu, for your kind words. A very warm good evening to all of you. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Mr. Jayashilan Jaganathan and Sir passed his Bachelor of Pharmacy from Madras Medical College and MBA in Marketing. Jayashilan Sir began his career as a medical representative in 1989. As an entrepreneur, he started his own venture in 1999 and created a value of over 400 crores in the year 2015 itself. Currently, he is promoting various pharmaceutical companies which created job opportunities for over 200 employees, 2,000 employees. Presently, he is the promoter, founder and director of many pharmaceutical companies and educational institutions. Some among them is Norway Chemicals Private Limited. It is an US FDA approved APA manufacturing company. The other one is Hearbrew Healthcare Private Limited, formulation manufacturing unit for US market. The other one is Sai Maran Innopharma, a PSCS approved manufacturing formulation unit. Delvin Formulations, Inventors Life Science, 12H Health Solutions, Lifespan Wellness are some among the other industries. He is also the founder and chairman of Kalam College of Pharmacy and Kalam Polytechnic. Jayashilan Sir is the office bearer of many professional and social organizations. He is the chairman of Indian Drug Manufacturers Association South India, National Vice President of Indian Pharmaceutical Association Industry Division, President of State Tamil Nadu Pharmacy Council, and Vice President of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce. Jayashilan Sir is an excellent leader, a motivator, and a socially committed professional. He inspired and motivated more than 100 pharmacists who worked along with him and became entrepreneurs under his guidance. Sir is blessed with 2 sons. I am very fortunate in meeting Jayashilan Sir in 2018 during the pharmaceutical marketing conference organized by Indian Drug Manufacturers Association in Chennai. I wholeheartedly welcome Jayashilan Sir for your address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Abdul. Respected chief guest of today's function, Honorable Minister of the Industry, respected President of Indian Pharmaceutical Association of Kerala Branch, Dr. Jayashekhar, other organizing members of IPA, my mentor and the previous speaker, Mr. Veeramani sir, other delegates from various places, speakers, resource people, and the students who are participated in this training program. A formal good evening to everyone. We have listened to Mr. Veeramani sir, and he has already addressed about the importance or the success stories behind Indian pharmaceutical industries. So what I thought, considering Most of the guests or seniors here knows very well about Indian pharma industry, and all of us are aiming at helping the future pharmacists, that is our students, to understand it better. If you have listened to what Mr. Veeramani sir said, India is already a leader in pharmaceutical sector. And as he mentioned, we are the pharmacy of the world. Why we are making this statement is over 200 countries, including colonies, are depending on India for their medicines. Not only medicines, indirectly their livelihood. Even the developed country like US is depending on over 40% of their generic medicine from India. The entire Europe and UK is expecting around 25 to 30% of the medicines from India. This means it's not about trading or exporting or doing business. Dear fellow pharmacists, please understand, we are not only selling or trading medicines, it's about curing or treating illness and of trillions and trillions of people, not only in India, across the globe. It's not easy to attain this position. So as students, I want you to take you all a little backward and tell what was there earlier, how the Indian pharma industry grew to this way, what kind of support it got to achieve all these things. Colleagues, when we got independence in 1947, hardly few players, few Indian companies were there doing medicines. Mostly whatever medicines we required was imported and it was marketed by multinational companies. You all know we are the founder and we are the birthplace of natural therapy like Siddha, Ayurveda, homeopathy, natural medicines, etc. What was happening was those scientists from Western world, from multinational companies, they were extracting the active principle from our natural drugs and they were marketing it across lot of drugs to say, like you would be studying it, no, right? Atropine, quinidine. So a lot of drugs, most of the drugs currently used are from natural sources. So what was happening is between 1947 till 1970, only multinational companies were having drugs in India, and we were just using it, and it was going like that. So in 1970, the then Prime Minister and the government, Dr. Mrs. Indira Gandhi Madam, she taken a bold decision of removing product patent and also restricted the process patent only for 5 years. Because of this 1970 Patent Act, what was the benefit available for India is we could launch any product which was invented in the globe. Mostly it was from Western world. Any product launched in the global healthcare, we could re-engineer the product and we could manufacture it in India. Since no control on patent, we were able to give that product to us. How we are able to do this was, we were very good at re-engineering or pharmaceutical chemistry or pharmaceutical science. As a result, we were able to develop all these products locally and we were able to launch the product. So because of this, friends, what happened by 1980, lot of Indian company emerged. And we started growing very, very fast in pharmaceutical. Indian companies started growing very fast in the pharmaceutical field. Not only growth, what we did, we could give to health professionals all latest products which was launched internationally. We could launch in India just like that. As a result, our society, our community, our patients, people, everybody got benefited. The life expectancy increased, and wholeheartedly, if you see, lot of benefits came to the country and the community. In 1980s later, when it comes to 1990, then the globalization happened. Like India, what you were able to get on BMW car or iPhone or Amazon just by a click was not there earlier when we were young. once this globalization happened, anybody could enter India market. We could also go to international market. That time already Indian companies were growing very well domestically. So what we thought, all pharma companies from here started exporting, and wherever patent is not there, we entered there. Most of the African, Southeast Asian countries are all depending on Indian drugs for their livelihood today. They don't have any other support if Indian medicines are not going. And you would have noticed when Veeramani sir said that during pandemic the entire globe was under lockdown. Our pharma industry export grown by 18%. 18% growth on $22-24 billion is not easier. And in spite of all our own problems, lockdown, okay, people are not there for manufacturing, all those problems we had. But still, why I'm telling is not only business numbers. As pharmacists, what you should understand is so many people, so many countries, trillions and trillions of people are depending on Indian pharmacists. Please understand, a doctor can definitely is a savior of any patient. He can save the patient. If you are a doctor, maximum you can treat 50 to 100 patients and you can cure them daily. But as pharmacists, you are part of the invention of medicine, formulation of the medicine, manufacturing of the medicine, quality control assurance of the medicine, marketing of the medicine, and dispensing of the medicine, regulating the entire systems. So if you see right from the birth of any medicine to the consumption, the pharmacist is having a touch in it, pharmacist is having a role in it. That is what all about all this training module where IPA has already organized multiple speakers from all faculty, all specialty, and they are trying to educate you or train you or make you understand that how pharmacist role is so important. Just a doctor can directly touch and treat a patient, but by supporting millions and millions of doctors by our medicine, we are able to touch the life of trillions and trillions of people. So please understand, you are very lucky to be a pharmacist. That too, you are very, very lucky to be an Indian pharmacist, because you are not only working for your own community, you are working for the entire globe. 200 countries depending on it. It's not a joke. Now, friends, coming back to my point of view, like what happened because of the no patent and globalization, we could achieve a lot of things. What Veeramani sir has already highlighted. Today, India is the pharmacy of the world, and every third pill manufactured is from India. India is the highest US FDA facility, and vaccines we are producing almost 50 to 60% of the global market, etc., etc., etc. And we are leaders there. Good, right? What happened now? You are all young pharmacists. In 2005, so India was once again forced into patent era. We were now in the year 2005. From 1970 to 2005, there was no patent, so we could launch any product and we could achieve the position what we said. By 2000, out of top 25 companies in India, 21 companies are Indian origin. Multinational is only 4 companies. Okay, but after the patent is launched after 2005, today in the top 25 already 9 companies are multinationals, and that is going to happen. I'll tell you why. What happened was, now India agreed the TRIPS, and we have agreed for patent law, and nobody can just like that launch any molecule which was invented by some other company in India. We are part of the patent, and I am telling patent is given to the innovator of a product. Okay, any company innovates the product. They if you apply for patent, they give patent for over 20 years, and for 20 years you are a monopoly. Nobody can launch that product. And the 20-year, the cost of the product would be enormous. And why they are keeping like that is, friends, to bring a new molecule, it is costing around $2 to $2.5 billion, which is say around 10,000 crores. So nobody could just like that launch a product without putting money there. So what I'm trying to tell is, since a lot of money is going into a new research, the international community is helping you with a patent for 20 years. Monopoly is given. After 20 years, generic people can come in. We are champions only in generic as of now. After 2005, when we are part of patent era, now we are all part of patent era. Whatever we achieved between 70s to 2005 is a history. We are talking more of history today because we are still Indian pharma industry could maintain that and we are sustaining. But what is more important is, friends, future pharmacists, we should focus on research and development. New drug evaluation is the only solution by which India can continue its leadership and India can grow further. One new drug, he even mentioned, you'd be surprised. Till today, India did not give even a single new drug to the global healthcare. India did not give because we could not invest so much of money up to 5,000, 10,000 crore to bring a product. Thanks to this pandemic, colleagues, as he said, India could launch its first product is Covaxin, indigenous product. And thanks to the government, thanks to the scientists, thanks to the pharma industry, thanks to the community. You just see when the pandemic posed a challenge on us, we could develop a new product so fast, we could finish clinical trial. Regulatory people were so flexible and they given a lot of support, government support with some incentive of grant for the research, put together everything. Covaxin is the first product which has gone from India to over 99 countries as on day today. And this one sample has motivated multiple Indian players. 4 or 5 players are in row to come with multiple vaccines already, and a lot of new drugs we are now focusing. Just 2 years before, not even a single product was given to the community by India. Today we have started with this vaccine. Thanks for this opportunity, in spite of so much difficulty what we faced. But however, we are taking that the challenge directly, and now we have to start focusing on R&D. Research and development is the only way by which we will change the fate of a lot of disease and also the growth of pharma industry today. So the biggest strength what we have today is we have very good people, pharmaceutical people like you with a lot of knowledge. But the focus, what we should do is any research of new molecule, the new molecule is always, any research of new molecule is always a triangle. You need to have support from government, and you need to have support from institutions. Finally, it is from the industry. So friends, for what government can do, like what happened with Covaxin, it is a huge cost is there in R&D. You cannot, one pharma company, turnover is not that much. So no one single pharma company, Indian pharma company can put money and do research. But government support in terms of some grant and also faster clearance of clinical trials, drug regulation, all those things are very important to bring one new drug. These are the things government can do. What institution can do? Institutions in Kerala, very good. See, Kerala is the mother place where still natural drugs are very much maintained, retained. Most of the drugs, as I said already, has come from the natural drugs. So we should reinvent all our technique, how to extract the active principle from this natural drug, throw a lot of R&D into it. Institution can come with ideas to the industry, and together we will go to the government. This triangle, along with the regulatory support, we will be able to deliver the goods. So what in the institution will do is always have a research focus. That is the first thing what institute can do. When we discuss with institute, I feel most of the time the scientists are focusing on patent rather than the patients. Patients are more important than patents. So what I'm trying to tell is the institution should focus on product which should be marketable. What you should, any scientist, before touching a product, you can screen 100 molecules. But what is more important is you should just check whether this product is finally going to reach the market. What are the hurdles? If you select 100 screen, you might achieve 1 or 2 molecules. So what is more important for a scientist or institution is work with the industry or come with the idea which product is required for the community. Like the biggest example would be vaccine. Pandemic posed a challenge. Lot of things we did. Faster research happened, and finally we could come with the vaccine. Same thing. What people want, what community want, what patient needs. come with such idea, industry will immediately pick that and we can together make a big product. So what institution should do is have a focus on research, train your students, or the students from the institute should always get trained, updated on various things like that. Wonderful thing IPA is doing for you. Get all knowledges together and become a scientist later. So institution and government is very important. Finally, industry has a lot of responsibility. Industry cannot develop any new product. Please understand, we have multiple things to do: manufacturing, marketing, export, thousands of people working, lot of commerce, interest, bank, a lot of things will be concentrating. And though we are very interested in R&D, but without institutions, without scientists, scientific background, without, say, academic background, no pharma company individually can bring a new molecule. So industry, institution linkage is very important. Together with government support and regulatory support, we can always bring new molecule. So friends, we are part of patent era after 2005. No other go for us. No copying is possible. Only focus of research. When I told between 1970 to 2005, myself and Veeramani sir said, lot of things that Indian industry has achieved. That opportunity is not there for you, but the better opportunity is there for all you in pharmacists. Invent one new drug. One new drug can give you 20 billion, 30 billion. Our entire pharma market is today 40 to 44 billion only. The opportunity of new product is like that. See, when we removed patent between 1970 to 2005, all research activity in India has been closed down. All multinations shut down their R&D and they moved out of India. Today, after 2005, all R&D has come back and we are all focusing on R&D. So young pharmacists, please use this kind of training program. Hats off once again to IPA. And I want all the pharmacists should believe you are not just you should not just focus on jobs or money. You should focus beyond that on your career and also this R&D focus. This will not only help you, not only help your family, not your state, the country, but the entire humanity. Because who will invent a drug? Who will formulate a drug? Who can manufacture a drug if pharmacists are not doing? Remember that, friends. With this note, I want to just being inaugural session, I want to just push once again all the students here to get focus. It's not just a course, focus and learn something, because lot of stalwarts are coming from regulatory industry everywhere to talk with you, to discuss with you, capitalize that, explore the opportunity and focus on R&D and grow the pharma industry. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very inspiring words. Now, it's the time for us to listen to our guest of honor. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your very inspiring words. And now, it's the time for us to listen to our guest of honor, Shri K. Harikumar, Managing Director, Kerala State Drugs and Pharmaceuticals Limited, Alappuzha. To introduce this eminent personality, let's welcome Mr. Santosh TR, Manager, KSDP, Alappuzha. Mr. Santosh is a pharmacy graduate and he is having 25 years of industrial experience in his credit. At present, he is working as Manager, KSDP, and he is also a part of Industry Forum of IPA. With much respect, over to you, sir. Santosh, sir, please, sir.
Santosh, please. Hello.
Santosh, sir.
Santosh.
So you can unmute now. Your host.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening to all.
Yeah.
This is a great opportunity for me to introduce Sri K. Harikumar sir. Presently, he is the Managing Director of KSDP and TCC. He is a senior business leader and contributed a lot in the progress of public sector units, both in center and state. He is a recipient of an award from the Honorable Prime Minister of India for excellence and outstanding contribution to public sector management in his individual capacity in 2012, and also a recipient of Turnaround Award from BRPSC, Board for Reconstruction of Public Sector Enterprises. Sri Harikumar sir has got a successful track record over a decade and more as the chairman and managing director of HIL, Hindustan Insecticide Limited, a public sector unit under Department of Chemicals and Petrochemicals, Government of India. He was also called in by the Government of India to take additional charge as chairman and managing director of IDPL to draw a restructuring plan to turn it around. He also held additional charge of Malabar Cement during 2019 and achieved remarkable comeback during this period. He took charge of TCC in 2016. At that time, TCC was referred to BIFR. Within a short span of 5 months under his leadership, the company achieved highest monthly production and sales. Now the company is working with an annual profit of over 40 crore. He has also implemented certain brilliant plans for the improvement of performance of KSDP, which will be fruitful shortly. He was a member of National Chemical Committee of FICCI and an active member of Confederation of Indian Industry, and was also on the board of Crop Care Federation of India and also in the outside expert committee of ONGC. Harikumar sir is currently the vice chairman of Center for Management Development, president of Cochin Chamber of Commerce and Industry, management committee member of Kerala Management Association, and board member of Alkali Manufacturers Association. Warm welcome to you, sir, in this auspicious occasion, and he can share a lot from his great experience as a successful senior business leader. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Santosh. I'm audible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, let me thank you, Santosh, for a wonderful introduction of me. And let me compliment the office bearers of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Kerala chapter, who along with IDMA is organizing the training program on orientation to Indian pharma industry for the benefit of young pharmacy graduates who aspire to take up a career in the pharma industry. See, to understand and put things in perspective, to understand the significance of this initiative, we need to understand two things. One is to understand the importance of Indian pharmacy in this industry, which has already been talked about many of the distinguished speakers who were speaking before me. And we also have to understand what is the future of the pharma industry and what exactly we need to do to ensure that the growth momentum continues. You all know, because it has already been spoken, that India is the largest provider of generic drugs globally. It has already been discussed that we supply almost around 50% of the global demand of vaccines, 40% of the US demand, 25% of the all medicines in the UK and all that. It has already been talked that India ranks third in the pharmaceutical production by volume and 14 by value. So I reiterated all these things to put things in the perspective because you understand the significance. Basically, I was not talking to the industry veterans. I was talking to the young pharmacy graduates. And everybody knows that India ranks third in the pharmaceutical production by volume. And this is actually achieved by a network of more than 3,000 drug companies and almost 10,500 manufacturing units. See, now come to the future. See, as per the Indian Economic Survey 2021, which was presented in the Parliament, the domestic market is expected to grow 3x in the next decade. That is, India's domestic pharmaceutical market is expected to be around $42 billion in 21. It is likely to go up to 65 billion in 24 and further expand to 120 to 130 billion by 2030. So as you can see, the growth is going to be exponential. And even currently, as late as August 21, CARE ratings expect India pharma business to develop at an annual rate of more than 11% for the next 2 years. and we should shortly be reaching, I think we'll even be surpassing the whatever is the projected in, we'll be even achieving ahead whatever was discussed in the Indian Economic Survey, and we could possibly achieve around $60 billion in value in the next 2 years. And this is where we stand. It is in this background that we need to have a look at the trained manpower. See, the Prime Minister also in very many forums were discussing about skilling the people. Because if India has to achieve the growth potential which India has to, then we need properly skilled manpower to achieve it. So number one, we have a robust industry. Number two, we have an industry which is growing at a phenomenal rate. So what exactly we need? We need to fill the skill gap. That exactly is required. So then for that, to understand that, we also have to look at the educational system in India. What exactly is wrong with the educational system, whether the educational system is competent to bridge the gap, and what exactly is to be done to skill the people. See, this mismatch between what exactly is required and what exactly is made available. That is, what are the industry requirements versus what exactly is available from the educational institution is common knowledge to all. And it is not peculiar only to the pharma industry. It is peculiar even to, say, engineering, MBA, or any other fora as well. See, I would like to draw your attention to one report which came up in Economic Times some time back. Economic Times was bringing an article called Aspiring Minds. See, they made out a study. It showed that almost 94% of the engineering graduates are unemployable. The study also revealed that only 4.77% could write a correct logic for writing a program. So basically, this is a very important finding. Only 1.4% could write a technically correct and efficient code. And it also went on to say that the employability of a mechanical design engineer and civil engineer was 5.55% and 6.88%. While that of a chemical engineer, which is more applicable to the pharma business, was 1.64% and electronic engineer was around 7%. So I just quoted the statistics just to put things in perspective, because you all should understand where exactly we stand. And even similar studies have also been done in the pharma business, and the results were not otherwise. The results were more or less similar to this. So basically, what exactly is to be understood? Even if we get pharma graduates, there is a need for extensive handholding so that the candidates come up to take up core responsibilities of the job, whether it is research, whether it is manufacturing, or whether it is marketing, or anything related to the pharma sector. And this is a stark reality which we have to understand. I think it is in this background that this initiative has been taken by the Indian Pharmaceutical Association, who along with IDMA is organizing this program. So at one side, we have plethora of institutions, which most of them, I would call it, are money-minded institutions. There are a lot of industries who are really just churning out students without knowing what is the quality of the students which is coming out. And with the pharmacy graduates number, with the pharmacy colleges number of more than around 3850 colleges, with more than 4 lakh students passing out, then this number is too large. And unless we skill these people, the industry will not find any of these fellows useful. And the industry will have to spend time, money, energy in skilling these people to make them any use to the industry per se. The times were different past. During 60s and 70s, we had less than 20 colleges which produced high caliber pharmacists. This was primarily attributed to, say, adequate industry exposure. And in that time, during the 3rd and 4th year, the students were sent to colleges, the students were sent to pharma companies, industrial tours were there. So the students of that time used to get exposure. Now with 3,500 or 3,850 colleges, this is a skill gap which is getting magnified now. And colleges are mushrooming, students are mushrooming, industry also, the priorities are changing, and the education level of these colleges are not at par with the industry. So likewise, there is a lot of skill gaps which are to be met. And now the cells are not there to provide training to students. So there are a lot of issues which the colleges are facing. There are a lot of skill gaps which the students are there, and the industry also is finding this. And now there is a requirement for quality pharmacists by design, QPBD. That is, identify the gap between the fresh and qualified pharmacists and try to bridge this gap. This is to be taken at top priority, and I'm sure that organizations like IPA, who along with IDMA will be able to do that. It is in this background, in this context, that I welcome that such an elaborate training program to empower young graduates to understand the skill set required at the workplace, to understand that there is a gap between what is being offered and what exactly is required. And I wish the session the very best. I once again compliment the organizers who are taking up a very, very noble initiative. And I'm sure that this will go in the correct direction, because we are skilling the future generation, because skilling the future generation is the future of India. And I wish the program all success. And thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. And with much happiness, let's invite Sri Sujit Kumar K, Deputy Drugs Controller, Kerala State, to deliver a few words as our guest of honor. The briefing about the speaker will be given by Dr. John Joseph, Honorary Secretary, IPA Kerala State, and Principal, Lisi College of Pharmacy, Kochi. He is the former principal of Nirmala College of Pharmacy, Muatupura, and he is an alumni of College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Manipal, and a postgraduate in pharmaceutical chemistry. He awarded with a PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. Apart from being a well-experienced academician, he is also having industrial experience in his credit. With much pleasure, I invite you, sir, for introducing the next speaker. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Good evening to all the stalwarts from the industry and dear farmer colleagues and dear students. I'm very happy to introduce to you Mr. K. Sujit Kumar, our guest of honor today, to this prestigious event of the inauguration of the orientation to pharma industry. Mr. Sujit Kumar completed his B.Pharm and M.Pharm with specialization in pharmaceutical analysis from the JSS College, Ooty. He also has a postgraduate diploma in drugstore management and is currently pursuing his doctoral program in regulatory affairs in the JSS University. Mr. Sujit has made his reputation very high due to his hard work and his honesty. And he has also undergone various training programs under the United States FDA, and with more than 2 decades of experience in the drug control department in various capacities as Chief Inspector of Drug Intelligence Squad, Regional Drug Inspector at Ernakulam and Kozhikode, and later he worked as the Regional Drugs Controller of Kannur and Kozhikode districts. Sir is now the Deputy Drugs Controller of Kerala. And I happily welcome you, sir, and over to you for your delivery of your message. Thank you.
Sir, Sujit sir called me now due to power failure. He already left the meeting, sir.
Unable to join?
Yeah, he's trying.
Okay. I will call him also. Has he joined?
No, sir.
Can you call him?
Yeah, I already called him, sir. I think
Okay.
we can move to next
Then
speaker, sir.
we can go to, we'll wait. Sonu, then we'll go to felicitation the stage and then we'll ask him to come. When he joins, we'll ask him to talk. That's
Yeah,
better,
yeah.
no? Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Sonu,
Yes, sir.
we'll go to next stage.
Okay, sir. So now it is the time to listen to a few words of wisdom and blessings from some of our eminent professionals. Let's begin with Dr. Premnath Shenoy, President, IPA Karnataka State, former Director Q&A and RNA AstraZeneca India Limited. Dr. Premnath Shenoy is an experienced pharmaceutical quality professional, presently working as a consultant to help small and mid-sized companies to improve their quality management systems and as an auditor to check the compliance to GMP and GLP in data integrity. He is an accomplished trainer for pharmaceutical industry. With much happiness, I welcome you, sir, for the felicitation. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sonu, for that introduction. At the outset, I would like to congratulate President of IPA Kerala State, Dr. Jaishekhar, for organizing an excellent training program for graduates of pharmacy. I think it's one of the first of this nature being organized by any state IPA branches. It's going to be very useful for the students, no doubt. The module is very elaborate and extensive. It covers all the relevant topics to bridge the gap between, the gap what we normally find among the students or graduates who take up industrial career. Only important aspect what the participants, the students who have joined this program, is that they should focus and learn the different aspect which is going to be covered, because most of the times in virtual training programs it becomes difficult to keep the interest of the students, and so it's very important that students participate actively. Because so they should not join such courses just for the sake of getting a certificate. That will not help, because a lot of effort is being put by the association as well as by the resource persons. So it is for the students to take full benefit of this program. I congratulate again the IPA Kerala State Branch, and congratulate all the students also for participating in this program. I'm sure you're going to immensely benefit from this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it is my privilege to welcome Mr. Thompson George, IDMA State Board, for the felicitation. About Thompson George, he served as a director of Ecosis Pharma Limited and Megasys Biotech Private Limited. He has acquired in-depth knowledge of pharmaceutical sales and marketing in his long experience of over 3 decades. Mr. Thompson's career in pharma industry began when he joined Glenmark Pharma and started his career as a medical representative and progressed rapidly to handle various higher assignments. Prior joining Ecosis, Mr. Thompson led the multi-specialty division of Bal Pharma Limited as a national head. He has contributed considerably towards the progress of companies like Glenmark and Bal Pharma. With much happiness and respect, I welcome you, sir, for the felicitation.
Can you unmute, sir? Can you unmute? Dr. Thompson, please unmute. Yeah, it's
Thompson,
it is
sir.
audible,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, it's audible now.
Okay. Thank you, Sonu, for the nice introduction. Respected President of Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Jayasekaran, sir. It is an honor to felicitate the first of this kind of a program for the next generation pharmaceutical professionals. Orientation to pharma industry in the middle of Star Wars like IDMA, Sri Jayasekaran sir, and pioneers like Veeramani sir and Muhammad Majid sir. Honorable Minister of Industries and Law, Mr. P. Rajiv. In India, pharmaceutical segment is the single largest contributor out of the pocket expenditure on health. It is almost 43%. And almost all the speakers are elaborated the role and the position of India about the same. So I don't want to enter into that. But few fact, India ranked third in the world in the terms of volume of business. In India is having the largest number of US FDA plants. In Evershine Industries' contribution from God's own country is very limited, despite having competent manpower, good logistic feasibility, connectivity to any corner of the globe, excellent water, air quality. Let this be the game changer with the government officials and industry initiative. All the equipped pharma professionals from this orientation program aim to focus on opportunities outside Kerala or even India or abroad. Lack of industries pertaining to pharma products and research in Kerala is minimal. I wish each program should generate few good entrepreneurs to accommodate new gen professionals in Kerala. 1 point to young pharmacist for the program. What you learn is not going to bring result, but your focused action on the interested and passionate area bring best out of you. Let this being the beginning of this kind of program, and I hope more program to be followed in future to reach out more number of people to think and bring best outcome for the people through the pharmaceutical industry. I wish all the best for the program, and I wish all the best and for the faculties to pursue. All the best. Thank you.
Jayasekaran, sir.
Yes. Has he joined?
Sujit sir, yeah, Sujit sir already joined, sir. We can
Okay, then Sonu, please invite him. Sonu? Sonu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sonu, please invite
With much respect, I invite Sri Sujit Kumar K, Deputy Drugs Controller, Kerala State, for delivering few words as the guest of honor of the day. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Excuse me for keeping my video on off mode because of power failure here. President of today's function, Dr. Jayasekaran, Chief Guest, Sri P. Rajiv, Honorable Minister for Law and Industries, Government of Kerala, Doyens of Pharmaceutical Industry, Dr. Muhammad Majid, though he is not there, Sri V. Veeramani, Sri Jayasekaran, office bearers of IDMA, KPMA, IPA, fellow members of the pharmaceutical fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to all of you. It's a matter of immense pleasure and pride to be a part of this virtual platform today. Professional bodies like IDMA and IPA has pooled their resources and talent to roll out this wonderful online training session for the nascent pharmaceutical industry of this state. On behalf of the Drugs Control Department of the state and on my personal behalf, I congratulate the organizers for this excellent initiative. I am sure this workshop would instill much knowledge and confidence to the participants of this forum. Even though much ground has to be gained in terms of manpower and resources, Drugs Control Department of Kerala has been accepted nationally as a front runner in ensuring drug safety with near zero incidence of counterfeit medicines and lowest reported cases of defective medicine products. Even in the darkest hours of the COVID crisis, when black marketing, hoarding, counterfeiting of drugs like remdesivir were reported pan-India, Kerala remained a no-fly zone for illicit drug traders. The COVID crisis has taught both the regulators and the manufacturers new lessons in priority licensing, resource allocations, and supply chain management. The industry-friendly approach of the government and the
connection lost. Sujit Kumar, I think his connection is lost.
Yes, sir.
Connection lost. Connection lost. Okay. Then Sony will go ahead then.
Okay, sir. Let's thank Sujit sir for his thoughtful words. With much happiness, now I invite Mr. B. Prabhakaran, Treasurer, KPMA, for the felicitation. He is a postgraduate in Business Administration, MBA Sales and Marketing, and held a postgraduate diploma in Entrepreneurial Development. A vast working experience is there in his credit, ranging from medical representative, team lead, area sales manager, marketing officer, and finally, director, sales and marketing. At present, he serves as the director, Lab Indus Limited, Palakkad. With much happiness, over to you, sir.
Please.
Thank you very much for the introduction. President IPA Kerala State Branch, Sri Jaishekhar sir, our mentor and Vice President Farm Excel, Sri Veeramani sir, respected President IDMA, Puducherry, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, Sri Jaishekhar sir, and all other dignitaries, thank you very much, and I extend my warm greetings. It's been a pleasure to be a part of this program, such an inaugural function, which is, I guess, is the first of its kind in our state. And all these modules, what Sri Suresh Kamath sir has explained is actually it is very inspiring to see that such a program has been developed for fresh pharmacy graduates in state of Kerala. Because as a pharmaceutical manufacturer in the state, I've got a lot of opportunities to interact with a lot of fresh pharmacy graduates. And I felt that the passion of these graduates towards manufacturing industry has been declining. And that is where such programs relevance is coming up. Because the kind of programs like this can actually reignite passion of these graduates towards pharmaceutical manufacturing industry. So I am sure that such kind of a program will come in second phase and third season, fourth likewise. But sadly, I don't know how many of these graduates can be accommodated in Kerala itself. Because it is not because the pharmaceutical manufacturers in Kerala are not interested in accommodating these people, but it is because the number of manufacturers in Kerala is in a phase of decline. If you take from 1980s to 2021, where we had a manufacturing industry over 90 plus units, now it has come down to less than 10 units. So I don't know how many of these talented people can be accommodated within Kerala, but I extend all our support as part of KPMA and IDMA. I extend all support for this wonderful initiative by IPA and IDMA together. And we assure you that we'll extend all our support to such a program. And I wish IPMA and IDMA a wonderful program and success in the coming future as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It is my fortune to invite Dr. C.S. Sadish Kumar, President IPGA Kerala State and the former President IPA for the felicitation. He is a retired drugs controller, Government of Kerala State and an alumni of CPS Trivandrum. He completed his post-graduation and also honored with a PhD in pharmaceutics, along with the completion of LLB from MG University. Presently, he is working as advisor and head business development Agape Diagnostic Limited, Cochin. With utmost respect, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu, and thank you the organizers of the program for giving me an opportunity to represent IPGA Kerala branch. Good evening, my seniors in industry, professional seniors, pharmacist members, industry professionals, and my dear friends. Let me congratulate the organizers of the IPA and IDMA, especially our vibrant president, Dr. Jaishankar, for organizing such a program of training the members of our fraternity, which is highly beneficial to everybody. The primary goal of training is to reinforce existing skills and competencies so that the technical staff or the pharmacists become more productive. Beyond these traditional views, I would like to add some different thoughts for the training program of a fraternity in view of sweeping changes happening day by day to healthcare industry as a whole, especially on post-corona days. Both digital technology as well as marketing strategies are evolving at a different pace right now. Traditionally, pharmaceutical marketing is the marketing of drugs or products to medical doctors, like free samples, executives visits, then flyers and literature of events, and then education, etc. It means earlier the focus was on doctors or clinicians only, but now a new consumer healthcare segment in the Indian pharmaceutical industry is currently evolving with a higher momentum. You can see Mohanlal is speaking for Mankind Pharma daily in TV. Please give a thought why this gesture to public on the image of a building of the Mankind Pharma by Mohanlal. Just imagine what is happening. Consumer healthcare pharma marketing is the watchword now. With the sector's rapid growth, traditional approaches to marketing and branding are being slowly overruled by try to meet the potential of the market. Do you know that the current role of pharmaceutical industries sales and marketing workforce will be replaced by a new model of the industry shift from a mass market to the target market approach to increase the revenues in future. The growth of medicine spending is now more. It's a good sign for us. Experts call these products beyond the pill services, we call it. They came in the form of digital pills, wearable trackers, sensors, and apps designed to provide real-time information and gamify the treatment, the patient-oriented approach. Example, insulin pumps are coming, replacing the insulin injections. See, so many big pharma companies are already have new positions for chief patient officer or chief digital officer to improve the patient engagement. It is not too late to follow this trend if you want to reach more patient populations and expand our business beyond the pill, we call. And digital marketing was a weak spot before the corona. But now in 2021, this year, healthcare business can't afford to be without a robust online presence. Therefore, we can assume that digital marketing will become one of the most important marketing trends in the pharma industry in the coming days. See, telehealth, telemedicine, teleconsultations are all getting vogue these days. According to a report, all 70% of the prescribers are willing to engage with healthcare companies exclusively using digital mediums. Therefore, should take part in the adoption of new technology in the pharmaceutical industry. It has already started. You can see, just look around. I see healthcare professionals and pharma organizations that are implementing new telehealth opportunities to leverage the value and boost sales. Let us learn from new aspects of this in our coming sessions of our program. See, I have been working in a medical device industry for the last 9 years after my official program. After Corona pandemic, we have visibly opted a different strategy for our marketing sector, which I can share with now. See, we have been having around 1.5 crores of rupees for demo machines all over India. But now, with replacing that, we comes to virtual demo room has been designed so that anybody can enter our virtual demo room and see the video, and you can feel the touch feeling. See and touch the feeling you can have. So it's not very costly. You can come to every room of your demo room and see the machine. Then 360 degrees you can turn. You can see the video. Everything you can see. Like that. Next is AR, augmented reality. In augmented reality, what happens in an app where the person can download the app and feel and touch and feel the actual working of the machine or the medicine. You can have a full degree. You can place your machine in your laboratory and feel how it is, like that. So again, for our industry, demo is very important. So now we have another thing called Agape on-beach demo. Today, the demo van having around 8 machines are carrying machines are having demo in Haryana in a corner today. So like that, we have to go to the client, to the consumer now, than having our old generation strategies. Again, pharma rising prices is a headache. Now it's another beyond our control. So we have to become more cost conscious and focus on bringing the price down to support the demand. So technology and productivity have to be relooked now in a different way. Then cyber security threats in any pharma industry. Data security is very critical these days. You have to be very much aware of the cyber security, and we need training for those aspects also. So my earnest request to IPA organizations is to switch the focus of our training to such modern trends along with the traditional subjects, which would help the emerging pharmacists who do take part in R&D, manufacture, marketing, or point-of-care patient-oriented medical pharma in a better way. Wishing the pharma training program sponsored by the Industry Forum of IPA and IAMA get success. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sadis. We noted those points.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm so happy to welcome Dr. P.K. Srikumar, President, Kerala Pharmacy Graduates Association for the felicitation. Dr. P.K. Srikumar is a retired Deputy Drugs Controller of the Kerala State, and he is having 29 years of regulatory experiences. He has completed his B.Pharm and M.Pharm from CPS Trivandrum and PhD degree from JSS Mysore. He is a multi-talented pharma professional who is representing the profession as a public speaker, a good trainer, resource person, and as an effective organizer. With much happiness, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Sonu. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Respected President Dr. Jaishankar sir, Honorable Industries Minister, distinguished guests, speakers, stalwarts of the profession and participants. It's my great pleasure that IPA Kerala branch, in association with IDMA, organize an orientation program on pharma industry, and will definitely help and support much of our industry people to update themselves and developing themselves for the industry as well as to the healthcare. Then we all know that in the pharmacy industry, the pharmacy people have the key roles and pharma industry in India. In developing, as it has the third largest volume of products they export globally. Still now, nowadays, not much pharmacy graduates are attracted to the industry in Kerala compared to the volume of graduates or PGs coming out each year. We are one of the highly literate states in India, having well-qualified technical and professional personnel to cater the need. Our professionals are migrating to other states and abroad for employment. The land is comfortable for pharma business. There are chances to establish more units in Kerala. And with this in mind, KPGA organized some discussions and presentations recently Our industries minister is very positive for creating such an environment, positive environment, and collective moments of associations definitely will find out a good result. These programs will definitely motivate and enrich the industrial sector pharmacists and PG students to enter in the field, which is the only way to strengthen the economic aspects of our state and country. Let this program containing all the significant areas as Kamal sir and Sadish sir explained be one of the pillars in the strengthening process, as the participants will definitely acquire confidence for the interest. Wishing all success to the program and thanking the coordinators once again and participants to make it a wonderful program. Thank you, coordinators, for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I welcome Dr. Arul K, Professor, Government College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Trivandrum, for the felicitation. Dr. Arul has completed his bachelor's as well as PhD from Annamala University, and also he completed his post-graduation in medicinal chemistry from BITS Pilani. He is a well-experienced academician and a passionate professional. With much happiness, over to you, sir.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, a very good evening to all of our guests here today and our dear pharmacy graduates and students. Firstly, I would like to thank our chief guest of the day, Honorable Minister for Law and Industries, Sri P. Raju sir, and our distinguished guest for making this inaugural ceremony a grand success. Also, I would like to thank all of you students, especially for the enthusiasm with which you have taken up this wonderful initiative. Last but most importantly, congratulations from my end to both the Indian Pharmaceutical Association and the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association for this fruitful joint forum and for arranging this virtual orientation program, which will be hugely benefited to the pharmacy graduates at large. That is the need of the hour. On this occasion, I would like to highlight all of our pharmacy students, the importance and the stark difference between the education and employability. While the education that we impart in our colleges are of the highest order and ensure that it readies you to face all the challenges in your careers. One area where students could struggle has been making the transformation. That is the transformation from the role of a student to that of an employee. Any steps that educational institutions can take to reduce this gap for students can be seen as a huge push in the right direction. The virtual training program that the Indian Pharmaceutical Association and the Indian Drug Manufacturers Association are jointly organizing will be aiming to give you the tools necessary to coach yourself in light of current pharmaceutical industry demands. It will enable students to take on the challenges of a new work environment with greater ease and with confidence in their capabilities. I'm sure that all pharmacy graduates will make use of this opportunity to better understand what pharma industries expect from you, and that it will give you the insights to mold yourself for a great start in the bright careers ahead of you. I once again thank all present here for organizing the orientation program, including the President IPA, Kerala State Branch, Dr. P. Jayasekhar sir, and hope that we will have further such programs in the future, which will continue to make our students stand out in the current volatile job market. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It is my privilege to welcome Dr. Sajid CI, Professor, Vice Principal, Grace College of Pharmacy, Palakkad, for the felicitation. Dr. Sajid has completed his B Pharm and M Pharm from Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Paramedical Sciences, Coimbatore, and PhD from Annamala University. He was the Academic Council member and Chair, Board of Studies, Kerala University of Health Sciences, and he is serving as Joint Secretary, Kerala State Self-Financing Private Pharmacy College Association. With much happiness, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sonu, for your words. A warm good evening to one and all. A respected Chief Guest, Sri Rajiv, Honorable Minister for Law and Industries, Government of Kerala, President of today's function, Dr. P. Jaishankar, sir, President IPA Kerala State Branch, distinguished guest, Dr. Mohammed Majid, sir, Sri S.P. Velmani, sir, and Sri Jayashilan, sir, and other respected dignitaries, teachers, and my fellow professionals from pharmacy fraternity and my dear students. I'm very glad to be here and express my delight to know about this training program, which is truly a practical approach to acquire new competencies, exposure, and confidence needed for our pharma aspirants. I must say that the new gen students are lucky to have such programs. Speaking from my experience, there were no such programs in years in our state, especially Kerala. After graduation, we know the most of our students are preferring to go to abroad, especially to the Gulf countries. They are maximum they are planning to work as a pharmacist there. Only a very few students are planning to join for MPharm or research, etc. The percentage of the students who go to manufacturing field is much less because they do not get any exposure regarding various opportunities in drug manufacturing area. Hence, it is the need of the hour. We have very vibrant students coming out each and every year. Definitely, they will get benefited by these types of programs. As our country is one of the leading pharmaceutical hub, we do have a wide range of opportunities. So it is the right time to change the mindset and focus on manufacturing field. I think it is a responsibility of us to channelize our pharma aspirants to this area. To conclude, the design of this training program, which includes around 12 modules with the renowned speakers in this field and the apt topics which cover all the aspects of pharmaceutical manufacturing sector is highly appreciable. Hands off to IPA and IDMA officials for starting these types of endeavors, empowering our students community. That's the objective of this program to be fulfilled, and let it be the beginning. My hearty wishes to the program. Let me conclude my words. Thank you for patient listening. Thank you.
Sonu.
Yes, thank you so much, Sujit sir. Let's thank all our eminent personalities for their kind words and the felicitation. As we know, today we are trying to mark a great starting in the history of the pharma community. We need to celebrate the moment. As per the directions of the organizers, at this moment, I kindly request all of you to turn on your video so as to take a snapshot.
Sonu, remove the slideshow, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Vinupal, yeah. Srikumar, Dr. Srikumar, please. John Joseph. Harikumar, sir. Vanchinathan. Okay, Sonu.
Okay. Thanking all of you. Now, as we are coming to the official end of this inaugural session of the first batch of Orientation to Pharmaceutical Industries, a virtual training program organized by Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Kerala State Branch, in association with Indian Drugs Manufacturers Association. It is a time to express our gratitude to all. For that, I now request Mr. P.K. Harikumar, convener, Industry Forum, IPA Kerala State Branch, to propose the vote of thanks. Sri P.K. Harikumar is the former Works Manager, Kerala State Drugs and Pharmaceutical Private Limited, Department Limited, Alappuzha. He has completed his bachelor's in pharmacy, master's in business administration, along with diploma in production management, materials management, labor law, with administrative law and in safety. He is a well-experienced professional with expertise in production, technology of pharmaceuticals formulation, and its analysis. He also acted as a consultant. With much happiness, I request you, sir, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to one and all. Our most valued invited guests, professionals of IPA, IPGA, KPGA, KPMA, IDMA, and fellow pharmacists. I am very humbled and honored to be the one making the closing remark and giving the vote of thanks in such a distinguished and intellectually stimulating gathering. On behalf of IPA, Industrial Forum, and all the participants, and my own behalf, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, Sri P. Rajiv Sir, Honorable Minister for Industries and Law, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, sir, like further future plans of government plans to develop pharma parks, etc. And thus, that will surely be going to encourage us in our future activity. He also very well pointed out like the requirement of industry academic linkage and skill development. We have been fortunate enough to have Sri S.V. Veeramani, Vice Chairman, Pharma Excel, CMD, Force India Lab Private Limited, Chennai, for his thought-provoking, enlightened keywords. And surely that will have shown us a new scope in the growing industry scenario, including global standing. He also advocated for academic industry linkage. Deep sense of appreciation and gratitude to Sri distinguished guest Sri J. Jayashilan, Chairman IDMA State Board, MD Saimira Innofarm Private Limited, Chennai, for his extremely motivating and inspiring words and an overview of growth of Indian pharma industry and the importance of research for new drugs. On behalf of IPA, Industrial Forum, and professionals and pharmacists, I am deeply indebted to Sri K. Harikumar, MD, Kerala State Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, guest of honor, to find time to deliver his ideas and enlighten us. He also pointed out the mismatch of industry and the academy curriculum. Surely his words are a boon to pharma professionals. Heartfelt gratitude to Sri Sujit Kumar K, guest of honor, Deputy Trust Controller, for participating and for the extremely relevant words and role of enforcement department. From the depth of our hearts, we thank Mr. Premnath Senai, President IPA Karnataka State, and former Director QA and RA AstraZeneca India, Mr. Thomas George, IDMA State Board Director, Pegasus and Akasis, Mr. Prabhakaran, Treasurer KPMA and Director Lavindus Limited, for the good words and felicitations. I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. C.S. Satish Kumar, President IPGA and former Trust Controller, Dr. P.K. Srikumar, President KPGA and former Deputy Trust Controller, Dr. Arul K., Professor, College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Trivandrum, Dr. Sajid C.I., Principal, Grace College of Pharmacy, Palakkad, for their new ideas, thoughts, nice words, and felicitations. A special mention to Shri Suresh Kamath, Vice President, Center Pharma Goa, who gave an overview of training program for being the catalyst that stimulated us and standing as pillars along with Mr. Vanjanathan and Mr. K.K. Vinupal. My deep sense of thanks and appreciation goes to all the participants, students, graduates who assembled to make the event a grand success. Our deep sense of thanks and appreciation to the resource persons and coordinators of our training program. The event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling days back. It requires planning and a bird eye for details. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very proactive and dedicated group under the able leadership of President IPA Kerala State, Dr. Jaishankar, Chairman of IPA Industrial Forum, Dr. David Joseph, the introducers of guests, Mr. K.K. Vinupal, Mr. Abdul Nasir, Mr. Santosh, and Dr. John Joseph. Special thanks to Mr. Matthew Kokard, who delivered welcome address. Also, special thanks to Ms. Sonu Benny for her efforts towards anchoring of today. Special thanks to Mr. Nishit for the technical support. Last but not the least, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Muhammad Majid, who is a mentor and the brain of this program, who couldn't be a part of this program due to unavoidable circumstances. And I also thanks our professor A.K. Chandrasekharan, our mentor, Sri Ella Senai. Once again, I would like to say that we are most grateful to all the speakers and participants of this forum. We thank you for being with us this wonderful evening and to make a memorable event. Once again, thanks to all. Good night. Have a nice sleep. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's hope this initiative of Indian Pharmaceutical Association Kerala State Branch Industry Forum, jointly with Indian Drugs Manufacturers Association, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry State Board will become a milestone in the upcoming days. Let's join together to mark a new history. I welcome all of you to this wonderful learning experience in the upcoming days. Let's upgrade ourselves and our profession with this learning experience and the training sessions to be the better professionals and the proud pharmacists. Looking forward to have successful outcomes of this training session, and I thanking you all for your valuable participation and wishing you a great experience of learning through this program. It's me, Sonu Benny, signing off. Let's all stand for National Anthem. I'm kindly apologizing all of you for the technical failures. Thanking you all once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonu, for a very nice program. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thanks.
Everybody. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.